No, jest już czas.
Jest już czas. Hello there. Hi there. My name is Jarek. I'm here with Jakub.
Hello.
Szymon meant to be on the stream, but my poor lad is actually off sick, so we gave him our pass today. So yeah, there's plenty of comments. First of all, thank you very much. Thank you very much for dialing. There's around about 800 people on the stream currently, so hello everybody. First thing first, please subscribe to the channel. The reason for that is basically we are doing quite a lot of updates via MMA, which is usually run every 2 weeks. So you may join us, and when you're gonna be able to ask all the questions, or you will hear the latest updates about the projects. And this project will have a lot of updates. There's tons of content we have to design. There's tons of content we have to still a little bit work on. So it definitely is gonna be interesting material for you to watch. So sign up, please, and so on. So
referring to MMA, hit the ring bell.
Ring the ring bell. That's correct. Okay, so we're getting close. We're getting close to the final one. MMA will be interesting. Yeah, I know it will be. No, not here. Okay, let's just quickly check on a page. What is it? Yeah, we are getting there. We are getting to the final stretch goal. It's been crazy ride for the last couple of weeks with ups and downs. Everybody will definitely agree.
+1 for Conflux, cast of Pixies.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so where we should start? Now let's check some questions. If you have some questions, start dropping the questions, please. We're gonna, trying to answer for you. So maybe I will start with that one. The tile maps are too little, I think. Please make them 20% bigger if possible. Shall I take this one? Okay, so we've been doing a lot of. Let me just switch to the faces.
They're totally in the game board standards, so nothing wrong with them.
Yeah,
and there will be plenty of them in the game, so
yeah,
no issue here.
The other thing is when we set up the board, because you haven't seen the full mission. Some of the missions require a little bit more tiles to be placed. So what does it mean? It means that we need to make sure that the table space is enough for more players than 2 players, 3, 4 players. So that's one of the reasons. But they are actually quite large. I do have them. I mean, I can switch to the other camera, show you. And that's the one of the miniatures. That's 50mm miniature. That's the tile, and that's the smaller miniature. So, oh, by the way, you haven't seen them, right? I think we're showing them for the first time. Fully painted miniatures. There will be more to show you within the next couple of months once we get them. All right, let's go back here. Let's check what else we have here. Okay, which faction? Which faction? Should we say now or should we wait? What do you think? What do you think? Okay, guys. Let's answer maybe other questions. Let's take the other questions out of the way, and so on. Yeah, just a quick one on a Discord. There's a thread which is set up by Szymon. Our Discord channel is managed by Szymon, so you can always go there, ask some questions. He will be doing some answering. I will also check that channel every few minutes just to make sure that we maybe some question we should answer here on a stream. Does the community expansion come with the Azure figures? Well, the community expansion, you mean the one which gonna be available in the Pledge Manager, right? So yes, definitely the content of that it's gonna be quite heavy content. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication from on our side that we haven't explained fully what exactly the new expansion will be. So every single expansion from now on will have exactly the same content as we have, or similar content as we have with the current expansions. We cannot make anything less. So it will include the miniatures, it will include the heroes cards, and so on and so on. So it's quite heavy content. It's not like, a few pieces of cardboard and some cards. You also have miniatures. So we offer for €35. There was some question coming back and forth about what's the final retail price. We don't know yet. It definitely is going to be a little bit more than the €35 for that one. So once we know fully the cost of how much we can put in the retail, we'll let you know. but definitely is a good deal looking at that expansions now. So yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the final. Actually, this is final designs. So you have to bear in mind that I can explain you quickly about the process of getting everything approval. It's actually several stages. So when the miniature is designed, we send the first miniature for approval. It takes a little bit of time to actually get that miniature approved, and so on, so on, so on. So if you want to change some design, you have to go back to the licensor, change it, and so on. It will take a long time to actually change anything. So anything you see it now is set in stone. Okay.
Why the dragon has holes in wings? Because he's a war veteran, really experienced in combat. Yeah.
Yeah. I can take this one. So the miniatures, will they be already painted? No, the miniatures are not painted. We are currently exploring possibility of doing so-called sand drop. A sand drop is basically pre-shade miniatures, so something that manufacturer might offer. However, we don't have a full prices on that one, so we cannot actually do anything during the Kickstarter, so we can't offer you during that one. If this is an option, we will definitely do that and offer as additional add-on for backers in the pledge manager. Okay, do you see any questions you would like to answer? Yeah, this is the same. This is the same which I just answered.
Legendary box.
We have not planned this one during Kickstarter at all, so it wasn't part of the Kickstarter. You have to bear in mind that we're trying to make sure that we don't overextend ourselves during the Kickstarter. I've been doing many AMAs about Kickstarter and the backlog and the backstories about the Kickstarter, so usually we have to make sure that we are within the costs, and we haven't actually been quoting this one, our manufacturer. So at this stage, I would say definitely, I would say no, only because we haven't planned this one during the campaign. So, we cannot go crazy. We won't be able to go crazy. That one? What do you think?
Miniatures match the faction color, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, miniatures will be matching the faction color, so that's for sure. Okay, what else? You can answer that.
Will the community expansion come with a unique mechanic like rampart and fortress events and siege weapons? You mean that new faction? Of course, we will introduce something new.
What? So that's it. Go on a Kickstarter page and refresh it at least.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. Yes, we added in. We added forth the campfire and the fourth treasure chest. Yeah. It's already there on the page. So that's it. Meant to be surprise. It is, I believe, for some people. So yeah, you have it now. No, and this I will answer this question because it was coming back and forth a few times. So definitely no, and the main reason because our license is not for any 3D assets. Our license is purely for physical assets. So I would say straight away no. But I believe the community itself will, might create some stuff for you for the 3D printer community. I will take this one as well because it's purely business and manufacturing. So would it be possible to release the expansions as a collections without the miniatures? The miniatures only release seems necessary. Okay, so that was the decision we made at the beginning of the project, that we have to actually release everything with the miniatures. The one reason is that we cannot basically make two different products line. So because it will cost 3 times more than normal manufacturing, only because we have to create a separate box, a smaller box, different sizes. So basically it's not an option. So we needed to pick one, and we picked one with the miniatures because obviously the campaign was also with the miniatures. And so moving forward, we always will have to release that product with miniatures. Is it possible to buy 3 times collector? Of course it is. You may go on the Kickstarter, just increase the value, or you can do it later in the pledge manager. Okay, you say you give one, and I will give one as well.
What has been the most difficult challenge of this campaign so far? I think the greatest challenge was to fulfill all the expectations as good as we can achieve it. So it wasn't easy, but at the end of the campaign, I'm pretty sure that we did our best and gave you really nice stuff in the board game iteration of Heroes 3.
Yeah, I think so. The other thing is, I think the biggest challenge is the expectations. That's for sure. That's what Jakub said. It's also from the business point of view, because this is also important, is to making sure that we don't overextend ourselves in terms of what we're offering and so on. Because it's quite easy to go into realms of we will promise you a lot and then we will struggle to deliver. So I think our team was extremely good at making sure that, okay, look guys, we're all passionate about it, we're all crazy about it, but let's not make anything crazy that might, be affecting in the future campaign. So that was the biggest challenge, really biggest challenge, because during campaign you have to bear in mind at our end, when we sit here, there's lots of pressure, lots of stress, and extremely, a lot of stress, because you have couple guys running the campaign, few people running the campaign, a few people on the comments, few other people managing the campaign, and so on. But on the other side, you have a massive crowd, and everybody wants something else. Everybody needs something else, and sometimes it snowballs to, and so on, so on, so on. And then we try to react, and sometimes we try to react very, very actively and very, very panically. So for us, for this level of campaign, staying calm, I think, to reasonable level. I think we managed to do that. We managed to stay calm to the reasonable level, and that was the biggest challenge of this campaign. Really, biggest challenge. So yeah. No, at this stage there is no way of pledging without miniatures. We've made that one quite clear, because we cannot divide the product between a expansion box with and without miniatures. Yeah, you can answer that.
Do you expect to release additional content after the Kickstarter, and if so, can we expect that content to be PVC or done in-house? Yes, we've got wide plans for this project in the future. Really great portion of material to use for further expansions, and I think further factions will come also with miniatures for sure. Yes.
Well, there have to be miniatures, the content miniatures. Now, regarding the miniatures, currently, as you might know, we are predominantly the company which makes miniatures. We have a lot of experience in that. We make miniatures currently on spruce, so it's not for this kind of board game. So they have to be one-piece miniatures. However, saying that, we're also working on the new processes, in-house processes of manufacturing, that in the future will allow us to actually make as well the miniatures for the board games. Simple as that. I don't know whether it's going to be next year, because I'm currently working on that one. It's going to take me at least 1 year of engineering to get it right stuff, but maybe within 2 years. But stay tuned, and yeah. Okay. That's for you.
Have you tried to consider making Necropolis immune to morale change like that in the PC game? That's still subject to change during testing. It's not a major mechanic amendment, so we are testing it. So expect some updates in the close future.
Yeah, and regarding that one, because I just mentioned about signing up to the channel, and we will be doing all those updates, design, development updates as well. They might be a little bit boring, because we're going to be showing you data and what we analyze the data and what's the outcome from that data, and the reasons behind, all those things, but definitely watch them. Now, the question is, if we don't want Swedish translation in Sweden, is that possible? Of course it is. So we got a lot of new backers, right? A lot of new backers. We actually brought a lot of new backers who never backed on the Kickstarter. So the translation, you don't have to select the languages, your own languages. You can select any language you want. So when it comes to Pledge Manager, we will explain you very, very well that when you go to the Pledge Manager, when you select your pledge, you'll be able to choose any language you want. So if you live in Germany, but you're English speaker, you can select your language, you can select English language, and so on, so on. So there is no limitation in terms what kind of language I will select based on your current location. Okay. Will there be a box for all the figures in the Azure pledge? I mean, yeah.
With dedicated tray.
Yeah, so you will have like the box with the dedicated tray with all the sockets for everything, for all the miniatures, and as well, we just had it on the screen a few minutes ago when we talk about the introduction of the dragons, because that was like kind of, we needed to see how they gonna be structured and so on and so on. And yeah, it's all kind of designed already, so dimensions and sizes are already designed, but that's gonna be separate box, needs to be separate box. So you will be able to actually play with them and put them back in the box. Don't be harsh on the artist vision. Okay. Okay, he's probably going for the dragon, about the dragon. Okay, let's go down. Let's see more questions. Or I mentioned this one. Already. I think it needs to be, and yeah, I think yes. One of the reasons why is the content needs to be exactly the same as it is for other expansions. So we're gonna have to, because otherwise it's gonna be missing some content. Okay, 35k left. We're getting there. I think you're gonna get there. We should get there. We should get there with
Fairy Dragon, yeah. The most adorable figurine here.
This is extremely important comment. I totally agree. It's great to see. Many people don't understand the experience. That's great. This is the first time on a Kickstarter. So after that one, we might get a little bit more understanding how the Kickstarter works and how the process works. The Kickstarter is a great experience. It's a really great experience when you're going well, when there is no drama and so on.
I think I am the greatest fan of Heroes 3 here. Also, really deep into the lore. So
yep. We okay. So I just want to add a few things here. I think the outcome that there is so many backers and so on is within the scope of the team, that we have so many fans, so many real hardcore fans of this license, right? So this is what's happened when we go out, when the license ends up in the right hands, right? So the license, we were lucky to actually get this license, and the licensor was, I believe, also lucky to actually have, to dedicate that license to the team, which knows that game in and out, lore, the gameplay, and so on. So not only that, Jakub is the lead game designer. He knows the game in and out. So
sometimes I just come to the office and sell the others some stories, Easter eggs from the computer game. So
yeah, so we are all lucky, because at the end of the day, we just we're gonna do the best work possible on that license, only because we have that experience inside the company, inside here. So, and the passion, and there's a lots of heart added to that project, and the blood and the sweat and everything to actually make it happen. So that is a great start.
Yeah, so after you receive the product, go and find Easter eggs. For example, Tarnum reference in the Adrienne campaign in the Fortress expansion.
Yep. The question regarding that, unfortunately not. The collector pledge will not include this one. I need to take this one also out of the way. This is one of the things which was not planned for this campaign. We didn't plan for this campaign to add any additional factions whatsoever, apart the one which we unlocked during the campaign, so the tower. It came like as an afterthought, or by looking at the comments and kind of community requests to add more factions. So we sit down and we said, well, during the normal campaign we wouldn't be able to add it because the cost doesn't add up. So we need to find some other solution. So this is what we came up with, the idea. Okay, if we hit 3 million, we can start working on it. It will allow us as a company to actually put more workforce get more people involved into the project in order to design it and create it. However, we couldn't get it or add it as a free, because otherwise the books won't be there, if you know what I mean, the financial books. So that's one of the reasons why we announced it, and we needed to actually make it additional content. Now, saying that, it is at the moment quoted at €35. I think if you just think about the manufacturing cost and design cost, it's really not much margin on our side in terms of actually making this add-on. So I think we just quoted so low only because we think that it was fair. Maybe it wasn't explained very well by us during the campaign, but that's what it is. It happens. Do you already know the translation into Spanish? Do you already know who will make the translation to Spanish, or will you reveal it later? We usable to decide if I want to. So very important. Later, definitely later. But you have to bear in mind we are using the professional translations companies like Board Game Circus. Board Game Circus, for instance, been doing a lot of work for us in terms of translations to other languages, and they're extremely professional, and they only use professional translators as well. So I wouldn't be worried about translations. We're not using anyone who is not experienced in terms of board game and translation, because you may always send a translator, but that translator might not be experienced in the board games in overall. This is not the case here. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's check more questions. Oh, hi. Yes. I was thinking about that one. I mean, there's not a problem to actually visit us. Not only that, I think we're going to be doing some kind of announcement anyway at some point. That we're running still a lot of playtestings, right? Mm-hmm. In our
we will be testing the community unlocked faction in January, so feel invited.
So if you're close to Piła, our hometown, we have the playtesting open anyway. So if you pass by or something, you may always just send an email to us. I think the email, we will provide the email anyway at some point, and that's it. I mean, if you in Piła as well, give us a no, and we'll show you the factories and how we make miniatures. I mean, that's not the problem at all. And then when we have a pledge, I think it will be possible to collect them if you want. No problem. No, it won't be increased. It's a final for the Kickstarter. So that's what we said on the Kickstarter. I'm talking about the retail price or later price in the future. So for you, it's 35, and end of the story. We're not gonna be doing any dodgy stuff whatsoever. That's what it is. So we answered who won the vote.
really high tension. So
okay, here you go. You know better.
Okay. So the winner is Lucifer Cregan and his demoniac guys. Inferno.
Okay, guys. So now you know it is Inferno. We've been. It's a funny story. Should I say about that? But okay. So the funny story is that we've been checking almost every 2-3 hours for what's the name? The numbers. Mm. And it was Inferno all the way long, up until last couple of hours when the other faction, which one was it? Cove, skyrocketed, and we were just like a little bit, no, something is wrong, yeah, and we just find out somebody was actually botting us. And
they are pirates, so no, nothing really.
So, nice try, huh? Nice try. No, it's Inferno, and that's it. Inferno is the next faction, which is going to be available in the Pledge Manager.
Show images, work in progress. Calm down, calm down. Look, give us some time.
Exactly, as we mentioned, that wasn't even planned. So the Inferno we will take you for the through the process of design and so on, and we will be showing you gradually all the content. So yeah, we don't have nothing today to show you, really nothing. So as I mentioned, that wasn't even planned. So great stuff. Thank you very much for the voting. It was a great start, great pleasure. So yeah, I hope you're happy because of that. So I can see by the comments, definitely yes. Right. More questions. We're gonna go through the question. We still got like half an hour. I'm looking at the numbers. Oh wow, we are about 25,000 away from the last stretch goal and 35 minutes. I think we're gonna get there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So, can we get a print and play demo to test the combat system? If you're talking about the core game itself, the 3 lines, we have mentioned this one, right? We have mentioned this one, that the team is actually actively working on 5 lines system, right?
Yeah.
5-line system. There is a reason for that, which will be explained in the design. Update. Why 5 lines? Yeah, we will explain later. But we always looking at the comments, and based on the comments we received from you, from reviewers, and other community, we will adjust accordingly. So yeah, in terms of battleground, I think the
Battlefield.
Oh, sorry, Battlefield. I got the background there.
Yeah.
Battlefield. So we've got PDFs ready. All the notes. I think team is still working on the PDFs to actually combine everything in the PDFs to share with you for the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned on that one. It was second. It wasn't. By the way, it wasn't close call. By the way, yeah. So I believe we had like 6,000 for Inferno and about 3,000 for Stronghold.
Don't remember correctly, but
it's something like that. So something around those numbers. So it wasn't close call. Inferno was actually hot. Okay, let's go for more questions. Oh my goodness. Now those 7 tiles, the penultimate goal. It's not really penultimate goal. It's actually the one which we said is the 3 million stretch goal. So initially it was just revealed for new factions and possible add-on, but we added in there as well additional 7 tiles. I think it's in one of the updates. You have to just go through updates when we explain the reasons why we added additional 7 tiles. I'll take that. Will you translate all the content, including the rewards, into Spanish? Yes, everything will be included to Spanish except
Artbook.
Except Artbook. Yes, Artbook will be just in English language. Obviously, the main reason is that in order to get Artbook in many languages, it will take ages. That's one. So we cannot do that. We might jeopardize the project. And additionally, we won't have quantities to actually print it. So as you might know, most of the printing companies require some numbers, 1,000 or 500 at least, to print in each of the languages, especially for the hardback, the book. It's paper, right? Yeah. It's paper. So the question is, you can see on the screen. So it is paper at the moment. It's like folded, not paper. It's basically cardboard. Right? So it's a good quality cardboard. Excuse me. And yeah, at the moment. Now about the mats, we are looking at this. The mats are kind of problematic because of weight, because the way we ship it, and so on, so on. But we're looking into it. This one. So if you're going to introduce the mats. It might be as an additional add-on, but we need to be 100% sure whether we can actually do it and ship it within normal cost without going anything crazy. So I think what do you think? I think
depending on the and referring to the survey, it will be Inferno, Stronghold, Conflux, and Cope.
Yep. You got it? Okay. You want to answer this one?
There's not really. It's...
Okay. Let's go for this one. That's normal Kickstarter question. Do you know if Kickstarter will take my money at 9 p.m. where the campaign ends, or it will do it later? So the Kickstarter will try to charge you straight away, so today at night. And if the payment failed, you will going to get a message from the Kickstarter. I think you're going to have only 7 days to clear your payment. If you're not going to be able to actually clear the payment in 7 days, unfortunately, you're going to be dropped off from the Kickstarter. So there, that's the Kickstarter policy. In fact, you can go on the Kickstarter and check for the policy if you want to know more. Do you consider having an option to buy extra map tiles in the Pledge Manager? Okay.
The amount of map tiles is already really wide, and you got plenty of them.
Yeah.
When taken into account the stretch goal ones.
Yeah. We believe it's not needed. It's really not needed. Once you have a game, once you play the game, you will understand how much variability you have there in terms of setting up the map tiles, right? So you select randomly, you place randomly, you can place them the way you want. So every single map, every single gameplay will be different. There's almost no chance mathematical way that it will repeat the same.
Yeah, that's the great pro of our game, that the replayability is really high.
Hello. It might change. Yes, it might change. It says on the page. Now, how it works. Usually when we start the Kickstarter, we need to know what's the end weight will be. We don't know really how much content will be added during the Kickstarter, because we have lots of unlocks and stretch goals. And we operate with the bracket. So usually we have like an additional bracket of 0.5 kilogram or maybe 800 grams where the price won't change. So everything needs to be calculated at the end. That means the shipping might go up, but bear in mind, it will never go up like twice more or something crazy like you probably have heard in the past from other campaigns. So usually we're trying to be extremely reasonable in terms of shipping price, and we're not doing anything crazy about that one. We know how important is that to make sure that the shipping is bang on and it's not crazy. I think it's I can answer that one. I think everything which is Kickstarter exclusive is Kickstarter exclusive. That's it, or trade show exclusive. Now we only added trade shows exclusive because lots of people were asking for that one. Like, okay, if I'm not gonna get it now, how I'm going to get it? So we said, okay, if we're gonna go on a trade show, we can allow this one to be available on our trade show. Just pop by, and you will be able to get it. But I think this is fair to Bright community, especially to Heroes community, which haven't heard about this project yet, and so on.
And we are available at the most popular trade shows, so you can easily find us.
Now you can answer that.
In one of videos you said that you have license for an entire series. Will you add most of Heroes 3 castles before adding castles from other parts? Yeah, just I've said a moment earlier, the order is like Inferno, Stronghold, Conflux, so the 3 original remaining castles, and the last add-on will be Pirates from Regna with some water exploration mechanics, maybe.
Water?
Yeah.
I want underground.
Underground?
Where's my underground?
Let's see what will be in the other factions boxes.
Come on, vote guys underground.
That's the great possibility to fulfill our after Kickstarter survey and type such kind of information.
This is very good comment. Let me just explore on that one very quickly. So we run every campaign we finish. We run survey, and in that survey there's plenty of questions about how you found the campaign, everything else, all those questions. However, we also include important questions about the project and the future of the project. And this is your chance to give us and tell us what you want. Mm-hmm. Basically, so what you want.
What is expected by you?
So
underground,
exactly.
water, and
so
etc., etc.
Survey will drop within the next couple of days, I believe, or next week when we will be doing update. So you'll be able to go there and select the stuff and also tell us things. So definitely will be a question about the water and maybe underground as well.
Yeah.
So now that's the option. Now, do you plan to create any original factions or bring in the board game factions that was in development but changed later? Now, let me just answer this kind of license questions as well. I think the license would not allow us to actually create any new stuff. So any additional content, we have to stick it to the content which is there. But I think there's so much content anyway.
Yeah.
This is is it plenty content? Really plenty content actually work with.
If you are referring to the Forge faction, I think it's not possible. Not enough source material in the originally published game to make the full playable Forge faction.
Yeah. This is a good question. Will you create other battle boards or battlefield add-ons like with lava terrain, etc.? And how about towers and walls for the other factions' castles? So the battle boards for battlefield at this stage, we have that one, just one, right?
Just one, yeah.
Now it doesn't stop there, because if that mode will have, let's say, a large following, we will definitely start thinking about adding stuff to it, right? So I would say yes, potentially yes.
Less than 10,000 to dragons.
What? 8,000?
Yeah. It's 8.
Let me just check you. Here we are. I think we pay with it. We just. So yeah, we're getting there. I think our estimation was almost spot on about where this campaign might go. So congratulations to you guys. But let's say that's 23 minutes left anyway. So we will see how it goes. Where's my mouse? Sorry, my mouse gone missing. Oh, there is. I'm gonna be sick now. Szymon probably give me that. Yep. I think it's extremely unique, isn't it? Mm-hmm. This is something we really has actually, bringing attention to it. So let me just have a look what else we have. Yep. Okay, left.
It's 6 now.
Will be some Heroes 5 as board game. Some days Heroes 5 as board game. I think in terms of, because we have a license for entire Heroes, I think there is no need for doing Heroes 5. The content from other Heroes could be potentially, because it's the same universe, right? Brought back to
Heroes 5 is a different world, so let's explore the Enroth world first. So much stuff to find there, and later we will think about Archon.
Yeah. So, realistically, how many pledges did you expect? I can answer that question. I was expecting 21,500 pledges. I'm honest. That was the expectation at the beginning, before the campaign started. It's based on the data. We collect data constantly, analyzing the data and seeing how many backers we might potentially expect. And based on that one, you build your campaign. So usually, let's see where it might take us, roughly. And then let's analyze the data and see how many stretch goals we can do and the value and so on and so on. So that was my expectation. However, everybody missed the numbers. We had some internal guesses, like other team members were just throwing the number, and nobody guessed. So it is larger than we expected, to be honest. So yeah,
even the greatest optimist gets wrong.
Yeah. That's correct. So you will have access later. You will be informed about the pledge manager. You'll be able to go to pledge manager and adjust accordingly. So select the product you want and so on. You can answer this.
Does Cove actually fall into your license? Hota create their own version of Forge. Would it be possible then? Our Cove won't be the Hota Cove. We will be taken for reference the original source material mostly Might and Magic 8 and mobile game Era of Chaos. Referring to Forge, I think I will just repeat what I said earlier. I think it's not possible to do this faction to less source material.
You have to tell us. You really have to tell us. As I mentioned, there will be survey at the end later. You will receive access to the survey, and you tell us if you think this is something we should explore for the future add-ons. We will do it.
Yeah, it will be a great match for the pirates.
Yeah. The thing is, we do that very often with all of our products. We do that very often when we ask the question, "What do you want? What really you would expect us to make?" So, and that's what we do. We ask you questions. You tell us what you want, and we will work, towards it. That's
almost
the best.
There. Almost there.
Okay, almost there. We're almost going to hit that number. What's the co-op look like?
You can check for more details in the blog entry on our page. It will be either Alliance 2 versus 2 or strict cooperative game where each player will be fulfilling the same goal in the team.
This is something we have considered. So how about different artifact levels? Will they? How will they work? Is it possible to get a helmet of Heavenly Enlightenment from Campfire?
There's some restrictions in the rules, so you cannot get relics from such locations.
Exactly. Okay, the number is there.
Ring.
Thank you. So, okay, you did it. Congratulations, guys. So
we've got Rust Dragon and adorable Fairy Dragon.
That's one thing which wasn't planned. This is something. Bear in mind, this wasn't planned. Really, we didn't plan those things.
But you can accept magnificent miniatures.
Yeah. So we didn't plan those two miniatures. We added them last. Okay, let's try to do the last stretch goal. It is always complex things because we shifted everything. Like, let's check the box, how much we can put in the box. We just had a meeting like a few hours ago thinking about that one. Could we just incorporate in the box and so on, just making sure we're not going to be doing anything crazy. And yeah, we managed to find the space, so that's the reason we did add it. Congratulations, guys. You made it. And yeah, thank you. That's great stuff. What else? Let's check what we have for more questions now. The chat just blew up.
Yeah.
I will add, is the tower included in the pledge, correct? Or does it need to be added like Inferno? The tower is included. Mm-hmm. The tower is included. You get tower. There is no doubt about it. So yeah, Inferno needs to be actually added in. That's only one thing. It's €35 for entire content. Will there be a bigger box for all the extents? No, unfortunately not. This is something we haven't been thinking about. In other words, instead of that one, we have something else. So the bigger box is actually cost more than about two or three miniatures. So we basically decided to add more miniatures or more paper content instead of the box itself. So you have more content, but yeah.
We don't have actual sculpts of these dragons now, but the sculpts will be based on the great artwork that you can see on the neutral creatures cards.
Yeah. As mentioned, that wasn't even planned. So we added in, and we have to work on that one. So you will be able to see the first sculpts within about a month or two. We should be having everything there for you, at least to show you. I want to answer this. It's just scrolling so fast I cannot click on it. Hello. Yes, okay, I got it. Is the release date of December 23rd still feasible with all the new stretch goals? I've been mentioning this one several times because it's easy to go crazy when you're running campaign and then you have a problem with, oh Jesus, we just added so much, we cannot handle it. So even that new additional faction was a big question mark to us whether we want to or not, because it's going to add at least 3 months of work. that was the reason why we said, okay, you know what? If we're going to get up to 3 million, we will be able to get more guys involved in the projects and making sure that we're still going to hit within the time scale time. But then adding more crew, it means that we also needed to make it paid add-on basically. So that was one of the reasons. What we're going to be doing every 2 or 3 weeks, when you're going to be joining our chat, I will be showing you the progress of the projects. You will know exactly where we are and where we are with the delivery and so on. So it will be fully transparent. You will know everything. And yes, is that date still real according to the Gantt? According to the Gantt, it is. According to the Gantt, it is still real. And so that's it. I think we have a few months spare anyway, just in case. On top of the normal.
We must guarantee that the other projects will come on time. So as Jarek says, this Inferno faction will require some additional human resources and time.
Yep. We will see minis for other neutral units during the Kickstarter.
You've got minis for all neutral units. Peasants, golems, all dragons. So each neutral units have their miniature.
Is there any more neutral units we can add it in, and then miniatures?
Not really. Elementals will come with their own factions. So.
Okay. You have some insights here in terms of what next. So there is no need, there's no need to spam it, but we just answer it. No, you have everything.
There was even a question about some Heroes 2 content. You got Gem, you got Lord Hart, Alamar here, so known to you faces from the second part of the game.
Yeah. Solo game. I think this is a good question to answer. So the question is, solo mode, how many scenarios are solo playable? We will get a whole story mode for solo players.
Yeah. One campaign per each faction, so 19 scenarios in total. Quite a big deal.
Yeah, I think playing, but are they repeatable? You can actually play them the same scenario several times in different way.
Yeah, as we mentioned, you've got this really great tiles mechanics. So each game will be different. There's so much variability and replayability in our game. So
because they draw randomly, you draw them randomly. You place them the way you want, and then according to that one, as we speak today with one of the guys, with Kamil, about it, how really deeply this is repeatable. He said it never will be, because it's all depend the placing of that tile, the way you select how you place them, and you place them by looking by your hand and what count you have. So always will be different. You want to achieve something else. You have different goals to achieve during the game. So
moreover, you will draw cards from the AI deck. That's also random. So each game will be totally different.
Okay, the chat a little bit slow down, that's great. Now we can actually select some questions to answer. But will Inferno have the same add-ons like the rest of the example, town miniature and the naturals from the faction? Otherwise we'll look out of place map. What we say, question is about there's several questions. Now, first of all, the one which I want to answer is definitely this expansion will be equal or in the content to 10. So that's it. We cannot do anything else. In terms of additional miniatures, we will think about that one, how we can actually approach that one. Because unlocking this one is unlocking... let me just change the camera. Sorry for that. Unlocking this one, unlocking that new expansion is also causing that we need to think about the other natural miniatures and other natural cards. How we're going to approach that one. So leave it with us, and we will see how we can do that. How we can do that. So the team needs to have a discussion about that internally.
Still possible.
Can we play with up to all 7 factions at the same time with up to 7 humans? I mean, Okay, so this is something extremely important in terms of design and development of the game, because we needed to design the game to making sure that you spend no more than 45 minutes per player. So
it's possible to play with 7 people, but just count the time for it. If you have enough time, go for it.
Yeah. I play war games, right? So I know what 7 hours or 8 hours game is. So I'm okay with that one. Yeah, but not everybody wants to play the board game which lasts for 8 hours. But yeah, it's possible. That's the pure question about the miniatures. All the minis are plastic. Yes, they are. They are PVC miniatures. No assembly required, and so on. Okay, let's go. Let's check more questions. We don't know it.
Roland, can we get a
rundown of the cards, items those Inferno expansion includes?
Too early.
Too early.
Too early to answer.
Too early. Yeah. Will there be tournaments to crown the best board game player in the future? And that was my request.
Yeah, you will receive the tournament rules with the core game.
Yes, that was kind of my request. If you go back and analyze what actually keeping Heroes 3 alive constantly is basically tournament scene. One of the things is tournament scene. It's not, obviously it's a great game and so on, but one of them is tournament scene. And this game without tournament and tournament scene and tournament rules wouldn't be finished, wouldn't be complete. I wouldn't personally, I wouldn't feel like this game is fully done without ability to play tournaments. So that was my request to the team to actually go and work on those additional rules for the tournament. And yes, we will have them. You will be able to enjoy it. If the game grows, we're definitely going to be supporting all the tournaments anywhere in the world. We have a separate team which does that. That's the game. Our main tournament game, which is Master of the Universe, and it's a basically tournament game as well. So we're supporting those tournaments. There will be no problem whatsoever to do that with this game as well. Okay, so you guys are our heroes. No, you guys are our heroes. You make that happen. Fans. You make that happen.
For fans.
Exactly. Without there's many factors, but without you, without the people supporting the project, without project manager Michał, without Jakub, project lead game designer, without other guys involved, Kamil and Szymon in comments, and Derek, everybody around is actually involved in this project the best way possible, the best way they can, really. And then we have the other aspect that means you. Okay, let me just check more comments. Absolutely. How much luck is involved in a game?
Luck? Do you mean the secondary skill ability luck, or just or just some randomness? Randomness is minimal, I think. It's only the modifier attack die, plus some randomness during the world exploration, because you also have dice for searching for treasure chests, etc.
Yeah, all those factors are there just to make sure that you can actually play with luck and adjust the luck. So, well, or lack of luck. But it's not basically random game. It's not. You may plan out. You may, because there's a deck building.
It's well balanced.
Exactly.
To be honest.
There is one. If you go and check AMA, the one which I run it, I think it's number 4. This is where we talk about the number of playtests, the score from the playtests, and so on from the people. So you will have more understanding about the design and development of the game, how much we put in there. What's the next? Archon, what's the next Kickstarter? The next one will be miniatures. As you might know, we make a lot of miniatures, so the next one will be miniatures. Stay tuned. We will be informing you This is our own quality made in-house miniatures on spruce, so that will be the next one.
Yeah, but also really exciting campaign. We will be introducing our own fantasy IP with world map, bestiary, RPG campaign. So
exactly,
a lot of stuff.
I'm counting around about 200 miniatures. 200 miniatures, because this is what we can do easily. So all that information, you're going to get it in the update just at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, once the campaign is finished, we will be sending out an update informing how long will the pledge manager will be, when and for how long the pledge manager will be open. So, okay. This is important question, I think. I mean, I know the way you say that. Yeah, we make miniatures, so we make miniatures here. So for us, the quality of the miniatures is extremely important, because it is like, we also make our own miniatures, our own process. So if we're going to deliver something which we're not happy in terms of quality, it will affect overall us as a company, as a miniatures guys. Right, so we are extremely picky in terms of quality of the miniatures, and we have to do it. We have to deliver the best possible quality miniatures for this project, only because this is basically bread and butter of our company, miniatures. Okay, you can answer this. How about Dragon Utopia? Will it be added in the future?
You've got it in the actual game on the tiles, and also there was one of the stretch goals, Dragon Utopia Mini.
That's it. Can I buy Inferno later for 35 in the of course, yes. You may buy later in the pledge manager, and you may buy later even in the retail. No need. We didn't want it. Our intention for that one wasn't that try to we had lots of comments about the milking and things. No, it wasn't our intention. The intention was basically, we will work on that one for you because you asked for it, and so on. Okay, so we're gonna go for a few more questions only, and it's 2 minutes left on the campaign. I think it's I think it's gonna be we're gonna be going home because everybody's so tired after this campaign. I probably got a brain damage, so I have to retire for something.
Same for me.
Okay, let me just check some questions. How about that one?
Have you thought about adding natural immunities for units, e.g. undead can be affected by morale or mind spells? In some turns, it's already implemented in the game. This issue on undead creatures are still subject of our tests.
Yeah. Yes, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, pop in. You may join us as well the playtests before we start making manufacturing, so you'll be able to feel it, play it.
Regards for our testers from Chaos Games.
Yeah, so we ran our test in the Chaos Games store in Piła. There's how many groups we have there testers? 3, 2, 3, 4?
Something like this.
About 3 to 4 testing groups, different testing groups, which test different aspects of the game. We run how often? Every week?
Twice a week.
We run those tests twice a week.
Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah. So and that basically allows us to test different solutions and different basically test different ideas.
Yeah.
So if you're close to Piła and you have some time just to come over for Monday or session, let us know. We will do one update. We will do one of the updates in the next couple of weeks. Mentioning this one. So
regards Adam, tester right here. It's our guy Adam.
Is Adam here?
Yeah, Sokos.
Okay, Adam just dropped some lines about it. How great is it to play test all the crazy ideas we had for this game? Okay. Sorry. I'm clicking. how will it be with the translation into the last languages for other expansions? If you buy everything in Czech now, want to have the... Yes, we always support languages. So once we start, and this will be the good idea. Jesus Christ. This is the good idea. That's the projects we have translated to several languages. Every single add-on will have, in the future, the same support for the same language. We do that regardless. So, yeah, so everything in Czech will be, any additional future content will be translated. It might not...
3, 2, 1, the campaign ends.
That's it. The campaign ends. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah,
we hit that main stretch goal you asked for.
Marvelous, marvelous.
Here we have it.
Terrific.
Here we have it. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. So, bravo. Bravo. Okay, guys. Let's finish for today. I think we're all tired. We are, as mentioned, going to be running those things constantly. Every 2 weeks, and you will be able to join this stream. Obviously, please join it. I'm running updates about all of our projects and future projects as well during those updates, but there will be full section for heroes within, and might be run by me or by somebody else from the team. But yeah, that's the way we communicate with you. So do me a favor before you go. Just subscribe to the channel and hit the ring bell. You will get notified every time when we are going to be running those updates for you, live updates for you. And then you can drop any type of questions and I will answer them. And if I don't have answers, I will find somebody who will give you answers. Okay, have a good one. And have a good